What's up, guys? Dido Bala here. Welcome to lesson number 3 of our routine series. The focus today is on creating and designing your routines. So we're going to focus on 3 things for that. First, we're going to make sure that you don't have a finite mindset, but you have an infinite mindset. 2, we're going to make sure that you design your environment in a way where it's actually helping you establish your routine. And 3, we're going to work on setting small goals and working on consistency before worrying about quality. So step 1, finite versus infinite mindset. So a finite mindset is when you focus on short term and end. You think, I have a goal for 1 week, I'm going to get it done by 1 week. Once I'm done, it's over. But that's not really good because it's hard to be done in 1 week. And if by the end of the week you're unsuccessful, you feel bad about yourself, and it's just the wrong mindset. An infinite mindset, though, is a long-term one. This is a lifetime change. It's never going to have an expiration date. As long as you live, you're working towards this goal because it's infinite. And what's cool about this is that there's no judgment. You go, you try. When it works, you celebrate, you're happy. When it doesn't work, you come back and you just continue because it's long-term. So, for example, let's say that your goal is to write more often. You want to write more. One thing you can do to work on mindset is to tell yourself, look, I am somebody who wants to become a writer. You wouldn't say, I just want to write 1 piece in 1 month or in 2 months. I just want to have a practice of writing every day or often. Or let's say you want to floss, for example. You're not going to say, my goal is to floss before I go to the dentist. Your goal is to say, I want to become a person who makes sure they floss all the time. So that's an infinite mindset. So shift that first. So I hope that makes sense. Don't limit it. Go to the infinite. Number 2, then, with our 2 goals. Now use your environment and design it in a way that's going to be helpful towards your routine. So for somebody who wants to be a writer, for example, a few things that we do would include making sure that perhaps my computer is set up in a place in my room where I feel very comfortable writing. Like, think about every time you've written before. What is that spot where when you sit there, you just kind of get in the zone and you write? Put your computer there. Or maybe there's a specific chair that you enjoy. Make sure the chair is there. Or make sure the window is open that has the first draft of your writing piece. If there's a comfortable blanket that you enjoy when you're writing, make sure that blanket is there. So when that space is set up that way, when you walk by it, it'll be attractive to you. You're going to want to go there as opposed to the opposite. Same with somebody who wants to floss. The way you can change your environment is, well, make sure, for example, you buy a floss that's kind of flashy, funny looking, interesting, or put a smiley face on it. Something you know that when you see it is going to catch your attention and make it be a positive thing. If you can find a way to trigger laughter when you see the floss, that's going to be a fun way to have your environment help you. So put it somewhere in the bathroom where you can't miss it and make it catchy somehow. So that's using your environment. And then number 3, which is actually the actual practice. This is where you need to start setting small goals and working on consistency. When it comes to writing, for example, what you could do is say, I'm going to start writing 1 sentence each time I sit down. As simple as that. That might sound ridiculous, but it's important. You need to have a goal that is so small that not meeting that goal would almost be funny, right? You can write 1 sentence. Just do that. Don't focus on trying to have a whole paragraph or pages and pages and pages in one sitting. No. If you build the habit of writing 1 sentence for 2 weeks, every single day, your brain is learning the routine. It is practicing. It is expecting that every single day. What you do is you get up and at a certain time, you sit down, you get on the computer, and you write something. It's okay if it's just 1 sentence. And then slowly, you will know when to increase. Again, remember, this is an infinite goal. So you aren't rushing towards, by the end of the week, I'm going to make sure that I have 2 paragraphs or a page. No, 1 sentence at a time. When it comes to flossing, you can just decide what I'm going to do is every morning, once I get in the bathroom, I see the catchy, kind of flashy floss, I'm going to grab it and floss 1 tooth. Just 1. It might sound funny, but I'm telling you, stay with me here. It is more important for you to floss one tooth every single day for 1 or 2 weeks instead of going all in 1, 2, 3 days and then you get annoyed or you get hurt and you stop going. So the point here is to build the habit. It is not an actual kind of substantial practice. Oh, I hope that makes sense. Once you do that, you will see that you will no longer feel like you have to force yourself to go right. You no longer have to force yourself to start flossing. And of course, you're going to get to a point where eventually it's such a habit that flossing only one tooth just becomes a little funny. So you go to the second one or the third one. And also to a point where writing one sentence is like, I could do a lot more than that. But only when you already have a habit. Consistency is more important than volume. That's what the key is. So I hope that makes sense. You can try this with anything at all, from working out to eating healthy to any goal that you have. So I hope it helps. And always think about those 3 steps. Make sure you have an infinite mindset. Use your environment to help you towards establishing that routine. And then number 3, start with ridiculously small goals and establish the routine first, the consistency first. And then when your brain has worked the muscle that reminds you to do it automatically, then you can make it harder. So that's lesson number 3. I hope it's helpful. Apply it and let me know if it works or if you have any questions. Yo.